Aloha accounting students. This is your teacher Roy Kamida with an introductory video for our class. That's Accounting 201, Intro to Financial Accounting. And our class is divided up into two sections. This section 33085 is strictly online. Yeah, everything is online. We don't have live meetings. We don't even have online meetings. The other section is so-called hybrid. We still do the same work as the online section, but you get to see me every week on Wednesdays, 9 to 9:50 in the morning in the Copico building. If you enter the building from the front entrance, you'll be in the lab, and then off to the right should be room 101B. The online students are welcome to attend the live section, but not required. Okay, so both sections are going to be using the same textbook and doing the same online assignments. Okay, everything is online. Yeah, the textbook and the assignments. And we use the publisher's website called WileyPlus. So the first thing you have to do for our semester is to make sure you have a WileyPlus account and you're registered into our section. Yeah, these combined sections here. So the way to do that is to take a look at this WileyPlus registration flyer. Here I have it open already. So you would go to this site to log in, and typically you would use this same site to once you have your username and password. But for most of us, we don't have a WileyPlus account yet. So go ahead and create an account, entering your name, your UH email address, our campus name here. And when you continue, you probably will be asked to enter or search for this section here. Okay, this is our unique online section for our Accounting 201 class at WileyPlus. Another thing you'll be asked is if you have an access code for the registration. In other words, you paid for something already, which you haven't, right? You didn't go to the bookstore to buy the book or to buy an access code because we're using the so-called IDAP procedure where you will be billed in your MyUH account, just like your tuition, for access to WileyPlus for this semester. Okay, so we don't have an access code. So in this step here, use the free trial. I think there's a 2-week trial, and they'll match up your registration here and in our class on Kapilani Community College's campus. Yes, so again, you'll be charged and you have to pay for it through your MyUH account. So once you have your WileyPlus account, once you've registered for our class at WileyPlus, again using this code, now you can log in regularly using this WileyPlus login link. And again, you'll see this site. You enter your email address and password, and then you can click on the login button, which will come back here. But let's take a look back at our Laulima class site here at our overview page. Eventually, you can rewatch this intro video because I'll relink it right over here. Okay, you've already registered for a WileyPlus account and registered for a WileyPlus class. Here you can click on this link for the textbook or this link here just to read the textbook. Or if you want to read your textbook on your phone, here are instructions to download the Reader app. Now for this semester, we'll cover the first 12 chapters in our textbook. And the rest of the chapters in this textbook is going to be covered in the second accounting class called Managerial, Intro to Managerial Accounting. That's the number is Accounting 202. So for most students, why you're here taking this accounting class is because you're probably going to be some type of business major. And most business majors are required to take probably the 2 introductory accounting classes, Accounting 201, Financial Accounting, and Accounting 202 managerial accounting. And you take the managerial accounting after passing our financial accounting class with a grade of C or better. This is true also if you're planning to transfer to another campus, probably to a four-year university majoring in business. This accounting 201 and 202 is pretty much universal across the whole world in terms of learning accounting for business majors. Now, for those 12 chapters we cover during the semester, here is the procedures I want you to follow, okay, for each chapter. And we're probably going to be covering one chapter every week. Now, before even reading the chapter, what I want you to do, here step one says to make sure you read announcements. In fact, you're probably watching this video right now because I emailed you an announcement that will be reposted here under this right-hand column on our overview page. I'll probably also post some other announcements here, not emailed to you, called FYI. So you need to log in here in Laulima to read those FYI announcements. But here in step 2 for each chapter, before even reading the chapter, I want you to watch the related video lectures. So the lectures are linked here or over here, or even one more time over here. So let's take a look at the list of video lectures. The videos are based upon another textbook, so it gives you some variety compared to the actual textbook we'll be using. But the basics are pretty much the same, the terminology, the procedures, chapter by chapter. So before reading chapter 1, I want you to watch these first 3 videos for chapter 1. Again, it's slightly different, basically the same, coming from another textbook. And then only after watching these videos, well, let's take a look at one of them here. So I'll click on this first one. The sole proprietor or the partners of a partnership that have to pay the income taxes. Okay, my sound is not turned on here. And now again, well, anyway, make sure your sound is turned on. You could have one and then you move on to the next video here in the link. As you can see, this is pretty much all of the video lectures for the whole semester for our class. I'll probably make more videos during the semester for specific problems we come across for each chapter. Okay, so after watching the video lectures, here's step 3. Now go ahead and read the textbook. Again, either linked here or here ebook, or read it on your phone. But let's go ahead and read it at the WileyPlus site. So let me log into WileyPlus. Again, email address, password, and I log in. And let's see if I can get to the screen. If you have more than one WileyPlus class, you would see the different classes over here. So this is our class, the 2 different sections. And this is pretty much what you'll see. So this is just an introductory screen and the menu items here off to the side. To be able to read the textbook on this site, here you click on the resources and then a couple tabs up here. Resources, and here is our textbook. So I'll launch it. I think it's easier to read the textbook on a computer screen, versus on your phone. But here's the table of contents, and you can jump to the chapter, jump to the different subsections of the chapter. For example, here's chapter 1. And let's go ahead and see if we can play it.
Chapter 1 Accounting in Action. Presentation. The chapter preview describes the purpose of the chapter.
You should be hearing some audio. For some reason, my audio is turned off here.
The following feature story about Columbia
But
Sportswear
let me stop
Company
it.
highlights the
Okay?
importance.
So probably you want your textbook open, on a separate screen or in the background. If you're a real accountant, probably sitting on your desk is 2 or 3 different monitors. For example, I can move my textbook off to another screen and read it while I work on this screen here. Let's go back to our WileyPlus site. Okay, we just came from this resources and the textbook. So after reading the chapter, there's step number 3 here. Now go ahead and start working on an assignment. The first assignment type is called an interactive tutorial. And this is done at the WileyPlus site. So if I go back to WileyPlus, here for assignments, you'll see 3 different assignments or 3 different activities for each chapter. So here's the first one, interactive tutorial. So let me click on it. This assignment is worth 50 points. Now don't go ahead and click on this start assignment button here. Read the instructions. It tells you you should have already watched the video lectures and already have read the chapter. Only now you're doing this interactive tutorial for this one chapter. So when you click on this link, you'll be led to the tutorial. And eventually you come back to this screen and then click on this start assignment where you're going to say that you've completed this tutorial. Okay? Don't click on this right away. Yeah? First go through the tutorial by clicking on this link. And then you can start it by clicking on this link. So this is like a slideshow. I would recommend turning on the audio so it'll read the slides to you. And then when the slide is finished, you can move on here to the next slide.
Accounting is an information
Let me
system
jump
that
to a
identifies,
future slide
explain the
here.
building blocks of accounting.
Usually at the
Complete
end of
exercise
each
to check
section,
your
there's a short
understanding.
quiz, which is not graded, but just to check the knowledge you've learned in that section. So here it says accounting data is prepared for 2 broad groups of users, internal and external. So here you ask whether that's a true or false statement. I think that's true. Investor and creditors are internal. These are external. So this is a false statement. Bookkeeping and accounting describe the same process. That's a false statement, but let me answer it as true and submit my answers here. And it says it's only partially correct. Here in green are the 2 correct answers, and then this is a bad answer. So I can change it and then resubmit, but let me keep it wrong by answering it true and submit again. On the second try, here it still says wrong, but now when I click OK, I cannot submit anymore. It's just going to give me the chance to show the correct answer. So I'm looking at this wrong answer, and I click on this show correct answer. You can see this is a false statement here. Now this is not graded, but you should go ahead and go all the way through the end. In this case, all 62 slides. Only then go ahead and close out this screen. Here you can see I'm in a separate window here. Close it out. And then, in fact, let me close out this window here. Again, you can see it's a separate tab here. Close it out. And then start assignment. Well, here, I have completed this chapter 1 tutorial with my name, yeah? I'm going to copy that. And then start assignment. And here, the instructions say to get your 50 points, you've already went through the tutorial. I have completed chapter 1 and my name. Okay, don't fill it in without completing it, and then submit my assignment. So eventually you'll see your grades posted here. Oh, lots of confetti. Your grades posted here for all the graded assignments. But I'm also going to repost your grades over here back in Laulima under this scores and grades folder. This is where your official points are going to be posted. Yes, so I want you to double check your points every so often. This folder is going to be updated typically every Monday morning. sometime Monday morning. Yeah. But here, again, you'll see the scores for your different activities under this tab in WileyPlus. So let's move on to the next thing you need to do after finishing the interactive tutorial. Now is to do the real homework for the chapter. Yeah, just like interactive tutorial, homework is also done at WileyPlus. So go back to WileyPlus, go to the assignments here or over here, and then the second item for the chapter, the homework for that chapter. This is worth double the interactive tutorial. This is 100 points now. I click on it. So you're going to have various problems for each chapter homework assignment. So let's go ahead and start it. Open assignment. And 100 points. There's 6 questions. A few of them are real short. One of them is real long. Yeah, so you cannot just tell by the number here how long the assignment is going to be. So this is the policies for all the assignments here. In fact, for each problem, you're going to have 5 attempts to submit. After making mistakes after your 5th attempt, your score is not going to be a perfect score anymore. Yeah. But let's go ahead and try and see how it looks like. Start assignment. So this is the first of 6 questions, set of questions. So we're going to learn in chapter 1 different types of what we call accounts. And these accounts are grouped or classified into different categories. For example, supplies are considered to be an asset type, things we own. Dividends, that's an owner's equity or stockholder's equity type. Building, stuff we own, that's an asset. Notes payable. The key word is payable. Whenever you see that, probably you're dealing with a liability type. Here's another liability type. But I'm going to answer it wrong. Well, let's try clicking on this link here. It'll take me to the page in the textbook that talks about these different types of accounts. But remember, I already have my textbook open here in another screen. Yeah, so I can search here also, yeah? But this might be a little bit fast if I click on this link. There's no media help here, assistance, yeah? Just the e-textbook. So if I click on this link, it should open up another tab in chapter 1 dealing with these 3 types of accounts here, yeah? And if you read on further, it'll give you examples of the different types. But let me go back to the question and let me answer it wrong here. Okay, should be really a liability type. And here I have 5 chances to submit this whole problem number 1. So if I submit, I can see that it's only partially correct. And what we're looking for is green, yeah, for correct. You can see that the border around here is a little bit green. But here definitely it's red, something is wrong. So I can pick my correct answer and next use my second of 5 attempts just for this problem. You can always save your work and move on to the next problem and come back here again. But let's go ahead and move on to, let's jump to the last problem. Well, here's the whole listing of problems. As you can see, this problem is worth only 5 points. Yes, 6 points, 5 points. Here's the big problem. Question number 6. So let's jump to that one. So you can see this problem is divided up into part A, part B, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah? So before you can do this part here, you got to finish the previous part. And each part has 5 attempts. So let me demonstrate some of the work here. So we're given what we call beginning balances on this date. And then for the next month, we're given these 8 transactions that we have to record below. But we first start off with these balances up here. For example, cash should go right here. And then accounts receivable balance at the beginning of the month. Yeah, beginning of the month. So let me just demonstrate here. So this 10,000, I can type it in, or I can maybe easier copy it. Less error prone if I copy, I guess. and accounts receivable, double click, right click, copy, and right click and paste. Or if you know how to use the keyboard shortcuts, here's 600 of supplies. Control C and Control V. So let's say that I've done all of this work already. Fill up the whole thing before using one of your 5 attempts here. So if I submit, of course, partially complete, everything red is wrong. Yeah, red is wrong. Although if I finish off the line here, if it's 0, I can leave it blank, which is acceptable. Here right now it says it's not acceptable. And you can see I've only earned 0.4 out of 70 points, yeah, because I left all of this blank and I haven't started these other parts yet. Okay. So make sure you use one of your attempts only after filling up everything over here. One thing about this screen, it's kind of, you have to look at the top up here, and you have to kind of look off to the side. I'm changing my size here. The numbers off to the side. So instead of scrolling all the way down and grabbing this scroll bar, yeah, if you know how to use your mouse to scroll, yeah, the scroll wheel will go up and down. But if you hold down the shift key and scroll, you move left and right. Sometimes if it doesn't catch, just click on a blank area, then use your scroll wheel. Okay. So each homework, if you add up all the points, it should total 100. So let's close this and move on to the next assignment. Okay, next assignment. You're doing it in this order now, yeah? We've just completed the homework. At any time, you can always ask questions by email or come to the live class meeting. Now, before taking the quiz, I want you to restudy the chapter. Okay? In fact, the quiz is how we end the chapter. And that's also done here at WileyPlus. We've already done the interactive tutorial for Chapter 1, the homework for Chapter 1. We've restudied the Chapter 1 and now are ready to take the quiz. All of these 3 items are due on the same date. Typically, assignments are due Sunday evening. And as you can see, to watch the video, to read the chapter, to do all 3 assignments, you're not going to start on Sunday. You have the whole week, get an early start in the week, and then maybe save your quiz for the weekend after studying. But let's take a look at the quiz. Unlike homework, you have only one attempt for the whole quiz, and there's no checking until after you finish or submit the assignment. Each quiz will have 10 questions. Each question is worth 5 points for a total of 50 points. There is a time limit. Once you start, you have 60 minutes to finish. That should be more than adequate time. All assignments, interactive video, homework, and even the quiz are open book. So again, you should probably have your book open in a separate window. Okay, so let me get started here on my quiz. Once I click on start, I have 60 minutes to finish. So one question at a time, yeah? And these questions can be on any topic in the chapter. Typically not an appendix at the end unless I tell you so, yeah? But could be any topic in the chapter. Again, you have access to your book here. But again, it may not be going directly to this answer for this question. And you can move on to the next question and the next question. Or here you can see a listing of all the questions you can jump to. And once you submit, that's it. You don't have another submission. Here you can see just one attempt. And when you submit your quiz, You'll see your score for the whole quiz, but you won't see which question you got right or wrong. That will be available, your corrected quiz, only after the due date, sometime Monday morning. Yeah. Versus homework, you'll be able to see the correct answers after submitting your assignment or submitting the problem. Okay, let me stop here with this quiz. Again, all assignments, you click on the assignments menu and you'll see the three different items for each chapter: interactive tutorial, homework, quiz. Here's chapter two's interactive tutorial, homework, and quiz. I've already loaded up the first three chapters. Once we finish these 3 weeks worth of work, in the next week, what we will have is some mini projects and an exam covering these three chapters for that fourth week. Then the following week, we're on to the next chapter, chapter 4. Next week, chapter 5. Next week, chapter 6. Then we have another exam and maybe some small projects. All of this is listed in the schedule for the semester. So if I click on this syllabus and schedule, I'll let you read the syllabus on your own. But probably the more important thing is to take a look at the schedule that I've already opened up here. So here again is chapter 1. All these three different assignments in WileyPlus are due on Sunday evening. I think it should be 11:55 or 59 here. I'll change the time. And here you can see the points assigned to those three items. Then the next chapter's three assignments. And then the next chapter's three assignments. In the fourth week, we have a couple projects and then exam. You can see how much points they're worth here compared to the chapter activity. Then we're off to the next week and next chapter. Another chapter, another chapter. Here's 3 more chapters, and then we have an exam and some projects. So we'll follow the same pattern throughout the whole semester. And as we go through the semester, I'll try to get ahead and post more and more assignments. So if you want to, you can work ahead of the schedule. Again, many students will wait to Sunday, in fact, Sunday evening, to start jumping right into the assignments without even reading the book or watching the tutorial. Okay, you're setting up yourself to fail if you're doing that, yeah? Try to get ahead of the schedule because stuff happens unexpectedly at the last minute. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so that's WileyPlus, yeah, where all the graded work is located. If you want even more information, here in the resources folder, I have linked PowerPoint files for each of the chapters. Again, here's another link to those same video lectures. If you want to know more about me, here's my website. Again, your points will be reposted here in Laulima. These are the official points that will determine your course grade. So make sure you double check the reposted points here and let me know if anything's wrong. Syllabus and schedule. Again, you're going to be using this WileyPlus login link to get to access to the book and to the assignments. Okay, let me stop here. If you have any questions, be sure to email me. That's kamida@hawaii.edu.